everybody, welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So it's been a hot minute since I started the whole clean off my bookshelf thing. It took me a little bit to take care of the mess that was down here, which included a pile of books that I wanted to post on Pango, a pile of books I wanted to take to the free little libraries, library books I needed to return, books to donate to the library, all of that stuff. So all of that has been cleaned up, and there's proof. It was worse. So now I'm gonna start up here and start cleaning off my shelves. So I have everything, I want all of this to fit on those 4 shelves. So I have to kind of keep in mind where I want things to be put within them. So I'm gonna grab 1 shelf's worth, we're gonna take it to the kitchen and go through it, and I'll tell you what I'm keeping and what I'm not and where everything is going. So here we go. Okay, so that's quite a pile of books, but as a reminder, so I'm gonna go through each of these books and it's going in one of 3 piles. It is the put it on Pango and get rid of it pile. There's the try a chapter, maybe, maybe not pile, and there's the keep pile. So that's where I'm going with. And some of these I've had on my shelves for way too long. For example, 6 Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I'm gonna put this on my try chapter. This was sent to me by a subscriber, by Lisa. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I can't believe I haven't read it yet. So we're gonna put this on the try chapter and see what happens with that one. Then we have Small Town Big Magic by Hazel Beck. And this is a witchy book, which I'm all about witchy books, so I'm gonna keep this one on my shelf. I have Lore by Alexandra Bracken. This one is a Greek mythology type of retelling. It has a map, and I'm loving those types of stories, so we're gonna keep this on my shelf as well. A Great and Terrible Beauty by Liva Bray. I know there's a lot of good, I don't know, I'm gonna put this on the try chapter. And then World War Z by Max Brooks. We are going to keep this one. I wanna read it because I'm trying to find the other one. There it is. Because I have Devolution and I absolutely loved Devolution. So we're gonna keep these on the shelf. If I need to make room, this one could go because I have read it and I can pass it on, but we'll see how far we get. I do have all of the Hunger Games. So I have Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay. I don't like OGs too. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and the newest one, Sunrise on the Reaping. So I do want to keep all of these, which takes up a fair amount of room, but we're going to keep them. Then I have a couple, I have a Poison, Dark and Drowning, and a Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluis. These I'm gonna put in my Pango shop. I don't know anything about them. I'm not excited about them. I think I'm over them. Similar with this one. So I read Walk on Earth a Stranger by Ray Carson, and I flew through this book and I really liked it. It's about a young woman who, she has the ability to sense gold, and her family knows it. And they've only done, like, they've only used her ability in small nuggets in order to, like, just help them survive, but not be overly obnoxious. But her parents, I believe, when everything Lee holds dear is ripped away, she flees west to California during the gold rush. So this is the first book, and then there are 2 more, Like a River Glorious and Into a Bright Unknown. So I think I'm gonna put this on my try chapter, and I will give it a try to see if I'm still interested in hopping back into it. Either way, I think I'm gonna put this on my Pango shop because it was great. I don't think anybody else in my house will read it, and I don't foresee myself really passing it on to anybody like in my book club because it is YA. So I don't know. We'll put that on the Pango shop. I have Etiquette and Espionage by Gail Carriger. This was kind of like a big collector for a while. I haven't necessarily wanted to pick it up, so we're gonna put it on the Pango shop because we're gonna be brutal. I have a couple of Blake Crouch books, which I did really like Dark Matter. So I have Recursion. This is a memory-based one. So Barry is investigating the devastating phenomenon the media has dubbed false memory syndrome. Oh yeah. It drives victims mad with memories of a life that they never lived. And then we have Abandon, which I'm really excited for this one. Christmas Day, 1893, every man, woman, child in this remote gold mining town disappears. And 116 years later, 2 guides are hired by a history professor and his journalist daughter to lead them to this abandoned mining town to try to figure out what happened. Definitely into that one as well, so we're gonna keep both of those on my shelf. Okay. Let's see. I am going to keep Ready Player One by Ernest Cline on my shelf as well, with the hopes that maybe one day Max will read this. That would be great. I have a couple by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is The Inheritance Game. These are the ones I have not read yet, hence the half price book stickers. Which, shout out to Half Price Books for putting stickers on books that come off pretty easy and don't leave like a stupid residue behind. They do a very good job. Very proud of them, except for this one. So this is a continuation in the series. I have the Hawthorne Legacy and the Final Gambit. Yeah, so this is 2 and 3. So we're gonna keep those because I do want to get to them. I have Timeline by Michael Crichton. This was gifted to me from Amanda, I believe, for Christmas book exchange. We have Arizona Desert, wanders a man in a daze, speaking words that make no sense. Within 24 hours, he's dead. His body's cremated very fast. And halfway around the world, archaeologists, there it is, make a shocking discovery at a medieval site. Suddenly, they are swept off to the headquarters of a secretive multinational corporation that's developed an astounding technology. This group has a chance to not only study the past, but to enter it, hence Timeline. So, show me I gotta try it. What did she write on here? One of my faves from a Dynamite author. So we're gonna keep that and give that a whirl. Labyrinth Lost. I got this years ago. I believe it's also YA. And it's about Alex. Is the most powerful witch in her generation, and she hates magic. On her Death Day celebration, she performs a spell to rid herself of her power, but it backfires. Her whole family vanishes into thin air, leaving her alone with Nova, a boy she can't trust, a boy whose intentions are as dark as the strange markings on his skin. I'm gonna throw that one in the Pango shop. This one's about witches, so I feel like I need to save it, or keep it. The Lighthouse Witches by C.J. Cook. 2 sisters go missing on a remote Scottish island. 20 years later, one is found, but she's still the same age as when she disappeared. Secrets of witches have reached across centuries in this chilling gothic thriller. So I'm gonna keep that one. This one, you guys were all up in arms and said I needed to keep, so we're keeping Firekeeper's Daughter. It'll go on the shelf, don't you worry. Then I have a couple where I'm kind of questioning. This one I believe was given to me as a recommendation. Toy Makers by Robert Dinsdale. While the Great War rages across Europe, there's a place of hope and enchantment in the heart of London. The Emporium sells toys that capture the imagination of children and adults alike. Patchwork dogs that seem alive, toy boxes that are bigger on the inside, soldiers that can fight battles on their own. Into this family business comes young Kathy, running away from a shameful past, but Kathy is about to discover the Emporium has secrets of their own. If there was a toy shop in Diagon Alley, it would be the Toy Makers. Dark, enchanting novel for fans of the Midnight Circus and the Miniaturists. So I think I'll put this in the try chapter And then I have Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. I believe it's a Cinderella retelling. Don't just fracture the fairy tale, shatter it. Isabel's with the handsome prince, except, wait, Isabel should be blissfully happy. She's about to win the handsome prince, except Isabel isn't the beautiful girl who lost the glass slipper and captured the prince's heart. She's the ugly stepsister who cut off her toe to fit into the shoe, which is now filling with blood. I think I'm gonna get this, put this, oh, where do I put this? We'll do a try chapter, how about that? No, brutally. I don't know, but it could be cool. This is a dark tale, a grim tale. Okay, we're gonna try a chapter on this one. So, not horrible. We're getting rid of a small pile. We're gonna try a chapter with a small pile, and I believe I can fit these back on the shelf without having anything stacked. So we're gonna put those back there and then pull the next pile of books. So I'll be back. Okay, next pile of books. So when I put that one back, there's actually a little bit of room still left on the shelf. So I'm already doing better than I thought I would, I'm just saying. All right, this pile, there's a few more that were piled in front, so we'll see how far we get, how good we do. We have The Bright Lands by John Fram. This was one I was really excited about last year and picked it up. We have The Town of Bentley. It holds two things dear, football and its secrets. When star quarterback Dylan goes missing, fear grips the remote corner of Texas. His brother has secrets of his own and is convinced there's more to the disappearance than meets the eye, and so does the sheriff. But their search for answers will bring them to the dark truth behind an urban legend whispered about in the locker rooms and bleachers of this all-American town, the Bright Lands. We don't know. I have The Glass Sentence. This one is all about maps, I believe. 6 words engraved upon a map that reveals the world's most powerful secret. We'll throw this in the read a chapter just because it's such a mappy book. I feel compelled to at least try it. Wolf by Wolf, which I've heard is fantastic. It's kind of like what would have happened if the Third Reich won, Japan rules, that kind of thing. So we're gonna keep that one. I want to read that one. I have the 3 Carvel books, which my friend Lindsey and I were just talking about last night, reading these together. So Carvel, Finale, and Legendary. No, these are out of order. Legendary and Finale. So we're gonna keep those because we literally just talked about rereading this one and then reading these 2. So I wouldn't want to get rid of them. We have Unbreakable by Cami Garcia. What's this about? Never believed in ghosts until one tried to kill me. Okay, we're gonna try a chapter of that one. That's all I need to know. Illuminate and Obsidio. I don't know, guys. I read them both. I loved them. I think they're really good. Is anybody else gonna read them? I don't know. Is there a maybe pile? Ooh. If I have room, how about that? Okay, another book I'm very excited for. This is The Deep by Alma Katsu. This person also wrote The Hunger, which was crazy and kind of like about the Donner family that in cannibalism, and it was wild. I enjoyed it. But this is what really happened aboard the Titanic. Something must be haunting the ship. Supernatural stuff going on. We're keeping that on my shelf for sure. We have The Bookweaver's Daughter by Malavika Cannon. This was a arc that was sent to me, so we're gonna put this in the try chapter. I have Wool by Hugh Howey. I believe this was a book exchange, maybe it was a book exchange book, I'm not sure. We'll put this in the try chapter. Daughters of Temperance Hobbs, Catherine Howe. I believe it's a witchy book. Yes, it's a bewitching story of a New England professor who must race against time to break a family curse. So we're gonna keep that one. Hocus Pocus. We'll keep that one. Cackle, also witchy. We're gonna keep this one as well. All right. Map of Fates is the second book in the Conspiracy of Us. Was the first one that I read. It was YA, it was decent, but nothing I really want to come back to. So we're gonna put this in the Pango pile. Marie Lou's Warcrest, Player Hunter Hacker Pawn. Maybe I try a chapter. I'm gonna try a chapter. Carnelians of Narnia, The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. This is all of them in one bind up. I spent a summer, and I can remember Riley, I think, was maybe one, because I remember sitting by the little kiddie pool outside, and I read this in one summer. So we're gonna keep that just for nostalgia reasons. Same with House on the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. It's a hug in a book. It is fantastic. It is about an orphanage of children who are like magical. So it's like The Blob and who else lives there? Anyways, there's a curmudgeon-y troll type thing. It's so good. It's so good. Just read it. Bellwether by Susanna Kearsley. I've been wanting to try a book by her. That's why I picked this one up. There's nothing on here. I believe it's a witchy book. Oh, at a time of divided loyalties and family strife, forbidden love blooms between a captured French-Canadian lieutenant and the daughter of the house where he is unwilling and unwelcome guest. Local legend has it that their story ended tragically, but centuries later the clues I've left behind slowly unveil another fate entirely. Is this even in the right spot? I don't know. I need to look into this more and see if this fits here. So try chapter. All right, this one might be controversial, but I'm going to get rid of it out of the advice of a very dear friend of mine, and it's Babel by R.F. Kuang. I just don't know if I'll ever get to it. So we're gonna put that in the Panko shop. Hurts a little bit, I know. Curse So Dark and Lovely. I believe I showed this before. Bridget Kemmerer. I'll put this in the try chapter. Another witchy book. We're keeping that one. Year of the Witching. I have an Arc of the Sirens by Amelia Hart. She wrote Wayward and I loved it. And this one has like a mermaid deep sea type of a vibe to it. I have two. I know this one was gifted to me, so I'm gonna put the other one on Pango. Then I have these two. So How to Hang a Witch and The Wicked Deep, which I've read both of them, and both are great witchy books. So we're gonna see if I have room on my shelves. If I don't, they can go on Pango. But if I do, we'll put them on the shelves, because I think I've passed them around. Although this one is like gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So if anything, I'll keep Wicked Deep and get rid of How to Hang a Witch. How about that? All right, I think that's enough for today. I'm gonna post them on Pango. I'm gonna put these back on the shelf, put them in the pile of read the first chapter, and yeah, we'll be back for the rest of my fantasy shelves, because I only have 4 of them. So link to the Pango shop is below. It should be working this time. I know it wasn't working in the past, so if any of these spark your interest, they are yours. So take a look at that, or if there's any books on here you think I should like absolutely not get rid of, let me know that as well. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.